there, Shawna Catherine here with another Ask Shawna. So it's Ask Shawna coming to you from Via Nova. Okay, this question is from Catherine, and it says, my quarter horse has to load in a step-up horse trailers in ranch competitions. He is afraid of hitting his head and very difficult to load. He is fine with my trailer, which has a ramp. Could I help him overcome his fear with clicker training? Yes, you definitely can, and it's a great question, and it's not quite the same question I've had before, because the head thing, while I think it happens for a lot of horses, I think it's very clear for your horse that is a problem. So what I would start doing in order to help him, so being sure that if you can use a ramp with different trailers. So even if you have to make a makeshift ramp, or even get if you have access to a ramp outside the competitions, a step up outside the competition. So it gives you a chance to work on this concept before the competitions, because at the competitions, you're already at the competition. There's a lot going on and it can be distracting. So there's a couple ways I would go about it. One thing I might do is, if you can get like a crate, those like pallets, and get one that is strong, or even reinforce it a little bit, put rubber mats on it, and use 2 of those. So that's going to make kind of if you can get access to a step up that you can practice with. So what that's going to do is make it where there's still going to be a step up, but it's going to be smaller. But then when he's doing well with that, you can take the pallet underneath away. So now you have a bigger step up. When he's doing well with that, I would take the other pallet away and just have a black mat there. So if you put a rubber mat on the pallet, it's a familiar substrate, so he's like, yes, I step on the rubber mat and then I get in. And so even though you're going to have declining elevation, but you have a way to approximate that elevation a little bit. So that's what I would do on this side. What I'd also do inside the trailer, I would have a target in a traffic cone. So I would start this first with the ramped trailer. So what I would do is I'd put the target in the traffic cone and I'd use a smaller target, smaller traffic cone. So it's actually going to encourage him to keep his head down as he goes in. So start teaching him. You can teach him from the ground to go to his target. And as he goes, you're going to reinforce as he's starting to touch it. His head will be down. So you're using a smaller cone to encourage head down. And so what I'd start doing is teaching him when he goes up the ramp that he's looking for that target. So he's bringing his head instead of walking up, but he's coming in with his head kind of angled towards the target. So you're encouraging head down as he gets as he's getting in the trailer. So I would use that first with the ramp, so you can see that he is mechanically getting the idea of getting in and going to that target. You're working in a place that's successful, he likes, he knows. And he also, now you're giving him a very familiar task, which you can build a really strong reinforcement history with. So as you build that up and get him going to that, and he's going right towards it, and he's aiming for it, and he's looking at it. And at first it may be as simple as he's looking at the target. And that's why I say do it first outside of the ramp and outside the trailer. Just get it so he can go to that target and he knows to go kind of nice and level to the target. And just click him for those times when he lowers his head or keeps his head lower. So he'll start getting the idea, oh, head down is really part of it. Head down is part of it. So then as you're doing it with the trailer and the ramp that he's good with, and now you're kind of getting the idea to go in with a lowered head and a lowered frame. So he's going to be more level. And then I would going to those platforms. But with the platforms, you can put here's the back of the trailer, here's the platforms, and at first they're going to be a little higher, and then they're going to kind of lower eventually. But when he gets the idea and he's really strong here, so I might put the target right here at first, because he doesn't like the step up and he knows he doesn't like the step up, but the target's right there. You say, just touch the target. You're touching the target. You know how to do this. You like this. And then slowly move the target back a little bit. But you're helping him to create, again, that level lowered head position to going in. It can do 2 things. One, it's physically getting his head further from the roof, which I'm sure it's the roof, and then he gets in. And what do they do when they get fearful? I had a horse who had a big scar from some previous trailer incident where he just got in and he got nervous and then he smacked his head. It cut his face open. So it is to, so that's kind of a natural response, is to go like that. So one, to raise their head, to get worried. So one, you're keeping his head further from the ceiling, and then you're teaching him to mechanically do it, and you're also giving him a focus besides all the rest of the trailer. You're just targeting. That's all. So that's what I would do. That's what I would try. That's where I would start with. And I think those pieces will really help to give you a couple ideas. It may help him to overcome the step up, which he has the association of the head thing, but you're physically helping him to get his head down. Anyway, Catherine, I hope that helps you. And I would love to hear updates on how it's going and how that all pans out for you. And there's always other things to do, but I would start with those couple things and see if that doesn't work out for you, because I suspect it will, but sometimes you have to go back to the drawing board and more creativity. So come back if you still have questions. All righty. Well, thank you. And I hope that you, like I said, I hope it helps you, and I hope you do really well at your future competitions. Okay. Bye for now.